There comes a moment when you look in the mirror and realize no one's coming to save you. No one's going to lift those weights for you. No one's going to build your strength. You've got one life, one body, one chance to see what you're truly capable of. Every rep, every drop of sweat, every sacrifice, it all counts. This is where discipline meets destiny, where comfort ends and greatness begins. Every day that you wake up is a reminder that you've been given another chance to build, to grow, to become stronger than you were yesterday. Life is not something to waste waiting for the perfect time or ideal conditions. The perfect moment is the one you are living right now. When you step into the gym, you're not just walking into a room filled with equipment. You're entering a place where your character, discipline, and willpower are tested. Each drop of sweat carries meaning. It represents effort, patience, and the decision not to waste the gift of life that has been given to you. This one life is an opportunity that will never come again. Many people live as if they have endless chances, thinking tomorrow will always be there to start over. But the truth is, tomorrow is never guaranteed. You cannot hit pause on time, and you cannot rewind. Every moment that passes unused is gone forever. That's why your mission should be to use this time, this body, and this strength for something meaningful, something that pushes you closer to your potential. The gym is a symbol of that mission. It's where you confront your own limitations. Every time you lift, every time you push through resistance, you are proving that you value the life you've been given. The iron doesn't lie. It doesn't care who you are or what you've been through. It only responds to effort. And when you put in that effort, you are saying to yourself and to the world, I refuse to waste the body and time I've been blessed with. Every rep is more than movement. It's a declaration of gratitude. You're telling your creator that you appreciate the strength you have and you are willing to refine it. The more you train, the more you understand that your body is not your enemy. It's your responsibility. It's a trust that needs to be cared for, developed, and respected. This realization changes everything. You stop treating your workouts as punishment and start treating them as purpose. People who live without purpose drift through life with no direction. They wait for luck to lift them. But strength isn't built on luck. It's built on labor. Life rewards those who take control, who decide that every day is a chance to add something new to their character, to their strength, to their resolve. When you live with that mindset, every moment in the gym becomes sacred. You stop comparing yourself to others and start competing only with the person in the mirror. There will be days when you feel tired, days when the fire fades, days when you question why you're even doing this. But those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments that separate the weak from the disciplined. The value of life is proven when you choose to keep moving, even when your mind tells you to quit. That's when true growth happens, not in comfort, but in consistency. Each time you overcome that inner voice of laziness, you grow stronger, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. You begin to see the connection between effort and peace. Hard work brings clarity. When you know you've given your all, there's a calm that follows, a deep satisfaction that no shortcut can ever provide. You realize that fulfillment comes from contribution, from building something that lasts inside you. When you recognize the value of life, every aspect of training becomes intentional. Your nutrition matters because you understand it fuels your purpose. Your recovery matters because you respect your body's limits. Your training schedule matters because you see every session as an investment. You stop wasting time and energy on distractions, and you start living with direction. The gym becomes more than a physical place. It becomes a reflection of how you live. The discipline you develop under the weights shows up in your habits, your focus, and your relationships. You begin to live with integrity, doing what you said you'd do even when no one is watching. You start realizing that greatness is not found in what you achieve, but in who you become through the struggle. This is what it means to value your one life. It's about taking responsibility for every breath, every choice, every effort. When you live like this, mediocrity has no place in your world. You understand that your body, your mind, and your time are all gifts, and your duty is to honor them through discipline, effort, and growth. Every workout becomes a form of gratitude, every rep a step toward mastery, and every day another chance to build the best version of yourself. When you decide that you will not settle for mediocrity, you are declaring that you were not created to be ordinary. You were created with potential, the kind that demands effort, patience, and sacrifice to unlock. Mediocrity is the comfort zone of the undisciplined. It's where people go to hide from challenge, from pain, from the process of transformation. But you can't build muscle, strength, or greatness in the comfort zone. Growth lives on the other side of effort, and those who refuse to push through discomfort remain trapped in the cycle of average. The gym is the perfect mirror of life. It doesn't reward intentions, it rewards action. You can't wish for strength, you must work for it. Every repetition, every set, every drop of sweat you produce is proof that you've chosen to rise above mediocrity. The pain you feel when your muscles burn is the price of becoming better than you were yesterday. Most people stop when it hurts, but those who are determined push through that point. That's where the transformation begins, in the moments when quitting seems easier, but persistence becomes your choice. Mediocrity whispers in your ear every day, telling you to take it easy, to skip the hard sets, to rest when you could be growing. It disguises itself as comfort, but it's really a thief. It steals progress, confidence, and purpose. The reason many people never reach their full potential is that they allow that whisper to control their actions. But when you train your mind to reject that voice, when you learn to push yourself even when no one is watching, you build something unshakable inside you. You build self-respect, the foundation of all success. There's a special kind of power that comes from knowing you gave your best effort, even when no one else would have noticed if you didn't. That's what separates the champions from the average. The champion mindset doesn't rely on motivation. It's fueled by discipline. Motivation fades with mood, but discipline lives in purpose. It doesn't matter how you feel, what matters is that you show up. You give your all, and you don't stop until you've done what you came to do. That's how greatness is built, quietly, consistently, without shortcuts. Each time you face a challenge, you have a choice to give in or to grow through it. Those who choose to grow are the ones who rise above the crowd. They understand that pain is not a sign to stop, it's a signal that change is happening. Your muscles don't grow without tension, and your character doesn't develop without struggle. Every rep that feels impossible is an opportunity to build both strength and willpower. The more you endure, the more you evolve, and the further you distance yourself from mediocrity. The truth is, mediocrity feels easy in the beginning, but becomes painful in the end. Hard work feels painful in the beginning, but becomes powerful in the end. When you train, when you push your limits, when you stay consistent, you start to experience a different kind of reward, the satisfaction of progress. You feel the results not just in your body, but in your mind. You start to walk differently, think differently, and act differently. You stop waiting for results and start creating them through effort. In the gym, mediocrity shows up in skipped reps, half-hearted effort, and inconsistency. But real strength comes from total commitment. It's about giving every set the intensity it deserves, treating every session as an opportunity to improve. When you embrace that mindset, you stop looking for excuses and start looking for ways to improve. You train with purpose, you eat with purpose, and you rest with purpose. You stop seeing fitness as a task and start seeing it as a way of life. There's something powerful about knowing that every bit of progress you make was earned, not given. It builds a sense of pride that no one can take away from you. That's why mediocrity will never satisfy you, because deep down you know you were created for more. You know there's a fire inside you that refuses to settle for average. The gym becomes your training ground, not just for your muscles, but for your mindset. You're not only lifting weights, you're lifting your standards, your focus, and your entire way of living. When you push yourself beyond comfort, you begin to discover who you really are. You find strength you didn't know existed, and you realize that the only limits that ever existed were the ones you accepted. Every session becomes a lesson in persistence. Every drop of sweat a reminder that you're moving towards something greater. This is how you build a stronger version of yourself, not by doing what's easy, but by doing what's necessary. Choosing not to settle for mediocrity means you've accepted that the path to greatness will never be easy. It will test your patience, your discipline, and your consistency. But it will also shape your identity into something powerful. You'll start to understand that true success isn't about speed, it's about endurance. It's about showing up when it's hard, pushing when it's painful, and believing when no one else does. That's how you escape the ordinary and live a life defined by excellence. Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the doers, and in the gym, it is the foundation that every strong body is built upon. Passion may start your journey, but only discipline keeps it alive. It is easy to feel excited at the beginning when motivation is high, but that fire fades when reality sets in, when your muscles ache, when you're tired, when progress feels slow. That's when discipline takes over. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It only cares that you show up, that you put in the work, and that you stay true to your goals no matter how long it takes. In the world of fitness, discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when no one is watching. It means eating the right food when your cravings are screaming for something else. It means sleeping early when distractions are calling your name. It means pushing yourself through every set, every rep, every challenge, because you know that results are built in the unseen moments of effort. Discipline transforms ordinary days into extraordinary results by stacking consistent effort over time. Most people underestimate the power of small, disciplined actions. They think it's the big things that create success, but in reality, it's the small, daily choices that shape the outcome. Choosing to get up early for a workout, choosing to stretch when you could sit, choosing to stay consistent when you feel lazy. These are the moments that define a champion. Discipline is not about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about refusing to break the chain, even on the days you don't feel like trying. Discipline also means controlling your thoughts before they control you. The mind is the battlefield where most people lose before they even begin. When your mind says, "I can't," discipline answers, "Yes, you can." When your body says, "I'm done," discipline whispers, "One more." This mental control doesn't come naturally, it's built through repetition and resistance. The same way your muscles grow under weight, your mind grows stronger under pressure. Each time you push through mental resistance, you train yourself to become unshakable. The disciplined lifter doesn't seek shortcuts. He knows there are no secrets to success, only consistent work. Supplements, fancy routines, and trends may promise quick results, but nothing replaces the grind. Discipline is the steady hand that guides you when motivation disappears. It keeps you grounded when you feel frustrated and patient when results take longer than expected. The disciplined person trusts the process and keeps moving forward, even when the reward isn't visible yet. Discipline also builds respect, not from others, but for yourself. Every time you keep your word to yourself, you build inner strength. You start to trust your own commitment. When you say you'll go to the gym and you actually go, you're proving to yourself that your word means something. That self-trust becomes your fuel. It spreads into every area of life, from your work to your relationships. You begin to live with integrity, knowing you do what you said you would, no matter how difficult it becomes. In fitness, discipline is the difference between temporary effort and lasting transformation. Many people work hard for a short time, but only the disciplined ones stay consistent long enough to see true results. Muscles don't grow overnight. They grow through disciplined training, balanced nutrition, and proper recovery. Without discipline, effort is wasted. Without structure, progress fades. Discipline gives direction to your effort, turning motion into momentum. Discipline also teaches patience, one of the hardest lessons to learn in today's world of instant gratification. You can't rush growth. You can't skip the grind. Discipline teaches you to find satisfaction in the process rather than the outcome. Every session becomes meaningful because it's a step forward. Every meal, every rep, every choice becomes part of something greater. The disciplined person doesn't chase quick results. They build habits that guarantee long-term success. What most people don't realize is that discipline is a form of freedom. It frees you from excuses, from laziness, and from regret. When you live with discipline, you no longer depend on motivation to act. You no longer wait for the perfect time, you create it. You stop being controlled by your emotions and start being guided by your purpose. Discipline gives you control over your actions, and with control comes confidence. The kind of confidence that only comes from consistent effort. And when you build discipline, you begin to influence others without even trying. People see your dedication, your focus, and your commitment, and they feel inspired. They realize that success isn't about luck. It's about consistent effort guided by discipline. The gym becomes not just a place to train your body, but a classroom for your character. Each rep, each drop of sweat, each sacrifice is a lesson that teaches you that true strength begins in the mind before it shows in the body. Nutrition is the foundation that supports every ounce of muscle you build. You can train as hard as you want, but without proper nourishment, your body will never recover, grow, or reach its true potential. Food is not just fuel, it is the raw material your body uses to repair, rebuild, and strengthen. Every bite you take is either helping your growth or holding it back. That's why understanding what you feed your body is just as important as what you lift in the gym. The disciplined lifter treats his meals with the same seriousness as his workouts because he knows his body cannot perform without proper fuel. Your body is like a machine that requires the right balance of nutrients to function at its best. Protein helps rebuild torn muscle fibers, carbohydrates restore energy, and healthy fats support hormone function. Ignoring any one of these can lead to weakness, fatigue, or even injury. Many people underestimate the importance of balance and instead chase quick results through extreme diets or shortcuts, but true strength is built through consistent, well-balanced eating habits. It's about feeding your body what it needs not just what it wants. Every meal becomes an opportunity to build strength when you choose wisely. Think of it as an investment. Every healthy meal deposits energy, recovery, and growth into your body's account. But every poor choice withdraws from that balance. The person who eats with discipline will always outperform the one who trains without it. The power of nutrition lies in its consistency. One good meal doesn't make a difference, but hundreds of disciplined choices over time transform your physique and performance. Hydration also plays a vital role in building strength. Water is often ignored, yet it is the most essential element for muscle function, recovery, and energy. Dehydration slows you down, affects your focus, and decreases your power output. The body that is well hydrated performs better, recovers faster, and endures longer. Every serious athlete understands that the smallest habits, like drinking enough water, create the biggest differences over time. Proper nutrition also sharpens your mind. When your body receives the nutrients it needs, your energy levels stabilize, your focus improves, and your motivation remains strong. The brain and muscles are connected. When you eat clean, you think clearly. When you think clearly, you train with purpose. Junk food clouds the mind, drains your energy, and makes you sluggish both mentally and physically. The person who respects their body through nutrition develops clarity, consistency, and confidence. Meal timing can also influence your performance. Eating the right nutrients at the right time helps your body use energy efficiently and recover faster. A pre-workout meal fuels your training session, while a post-workout meal aids in recovery and growth. Skipping meals or eating too late can disrupt your body's rhythm and slow progress. A structured approach to eating keeps your metabolism steady and your strength increasing week after week. Discipline in nutrition isn't about deprivation, it's about smart decision making. You don't need to eat less, you need to eat right. Whole foods, lean proteins, complex carbs, and good fats become your allies in growth. The disciplined athlete learns to see food as a source of strength, not as comfort. He doesn't eat for taste alone, but for purpose. This mindset shift separates those who talk about goals from those who achieve them. Many people struggle with nutrition because they lack patience. They want fast results, so they fall for diets that promise transformation in weeks but deliver disappointment. The truth is, muscle building is a gradual process, and nutrition works the same way: steady, consistent improvement over time. You won't see changes overnight, but every disciplined meal moves you closer to your ultimate goal. The strongest physiques are built through patience and daily commitment to proper nutrition. The food you eat after a workout is one of the most important parts of your fitness journey. When you train, your muscles are broken down. Post-workout nutrition repairs them stronger than before. Skipping this step is like working hard on a project but never finishing it. The effort is wasted if your body doesn't have what it needs to recover. Protein shakes, lean meats, fruits, and whole grains become tools that rebuild the foundation you lay down in the gym every day. In the end, the person who masters nutrition masters growth. Strength doesn't just come from lifting heavy. It comes from fueling wisely. Every disciplined meal, every glass of water, every healthy choice compounds into visible results. Nutrition becomes your silent training partner, working behind the scenes to make sure your effort counts, your energy lasts, and your body becomes the strongest version of itself. Rest and recovery are the hidden forces behind true muscle growth. Most people think progress happens in the gym, but in reality, the body grows stronger during the moments of rest. Every rep you do creates tiny tears in your muscle fibers, and it's during recovery that these fibers repair, rebuild, and become thicker. If you never give your body enough time to recover, those tears remain unhealed, and instead of growing stronger, you become weaker, tired, and more prone to injury. Rest is not laziness. It's an essential part of the process that allows your body to respond to all the hard work you put in. When you rest, your body enters a rebuilding phase. During sleep, your body releases growth hormones that repair muscles, strengthen bones, and restore energy. Without adequate rest, these hormones can't function properly. Many people underestimate the power of sleep, thinking they can push through fatigue, but overtraining only leads to burnout and slower progress. True strength builders know that rest is a tool. It's the secret weapon that allows consistent improvement and sustainable results. Your mind also needs recovery. Intense training doesn't only drain the body, it also tests your mental endurance. A tired mind cannot push a tired body effectively. Taking time to rest helps you regain focus, discipline, and determination. When you give yourself space to breathe and reset, you come back sharper, hungrier, and more prepared to attack your next session. A balanced mindset allows you to give your full effort without losing control of your motivation. Rest days are not setbacks, they are strategies. Many beginners feel guilty when they take a day off, thinking it will slow their progress, but the opposite is true. Properly planned rest days ensure longevity. They protect your muscles, joints, and nervous system from overuse. Without them, you risk exhaustion and injury, both of which can halt your progress for months. The most successful lifters understand that smart training isn't about doing more asterisk. It's about doing what's necessary, and rest is always necessary. Active recovery is another important aspect of growth. It doesn't mean doing nothing. It means moving with intention. Light activities like stretching, walking, or yoga increase blood flow, reduce stiffness, and help your muscles heal faster. Active recovery keeps your body flexible and prevents tightness that limits performance. By respecting these lighter days, you build a stronger connection with your body and learn to listen to its signals instead of ignoring them. Recovery also includes mental rest from constant comparison. Many people push beyond their limits because they see others progressing faster, lifting heavier, or looking leaner. But everyone's body recovers differently. Comparison often leads to overtraining, frustration, and injury. Focusing on your own rhythm allows you to grow at your natural pace. Your journey is unique, and recovery teaches you patience. The kind of patience that keeps you progressing long after others quit. Nutrition and recovery go hand in hand. The food you eat after a workout provides the nutrients needed for muscle repair, while sleep gives your body the time to use those nutrients effectively. Skipping meals or staying up late disrupts your recovery cycle. It's like trying to refill a water tank while leaving the tap open. Energy leaks faster than it's restored. Consistent rest paired with proper nutrition creates the perfect environment for your body to rebuild stronger than before. Your nervous system also requires recovery. Lifting heavy weights doesn't just challenge your muscles, it pushes your central nervous system to its limit. When you lift intensely without giving your body time to recover, your nervous system becomes fatigued, and even light weights start to feel heavy. This is why many advanced athletes cycle their training to balance intensity with recovery and maintain peak performance over the long run. Another overlooked part of recovery is emotional balance. training hard every day can make you feel restless, especially if you associate rest with weakness. But true discipline lies in knowing when to stop. Emotional recovery keeps your motivation alive. It allows you to appreciate your progress, reflect on your journey, and reignite your passion for the next challenge. When your heart and mind are aligned, every workout becomes more meaningful and powerful. Rest is not an escape from hard work, it's part of the work itself. It's the invisible training that takes place when you close your eyes, slow down, and allow your body to rebuild what you've broken down. The disciplined athlete treats recovery as sacred because he understands that without it, strength fades. Every night of good sleep, every day of recovery, every pause taken with purpose, they all combine to build the kind of power that never burns out, the kind that endures through every challenge and grows stronger with time. Progressive overload is the key that unlocks continuous muscle growth and strength. It's the principle that your body only adapts when it's challenged with resistance greater than what it's used to. If you lift the same weight, perform the same number of reps, and never change your routine, your muscles have no reason to grow stronger. The body is intelligent, it adapts quickly. So, to keep progressing, you must gradually increase the intensity of your training. Whether it's more weight, more reps, slower tempo, or improved form, each increase forces your muscles to evolve and become more powerful. This concept is the foundation of all strength building. Think of your muscles like soldiers. They train to meet the demands placed on them. If those demands never increase, they stay the same. But the moment you make the battlefield harder, they adapt, rebuild, and prepare for tougher challenges. That's exactly what progressive overload does. It transforms you from the person you were last week into someone stronger, faster, and more capable today. Growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from controlled discomfort that signals your body to rebuild at a higher level. Many people stop seeing results because they confuse motion with progress. They show up, lift weights, sweat, and go home, yet their strength and physique remain the same. That's because they've stopped applying progressive overload. Muscles need consistent new stimulus to grow. The goal is not to exhaust yourself aimlessly, but to strategically challenge your body. Even a small increase, one extra rep, a slightly heavier dumbbell, or a cleaner range of motion, tells your body that it's time to adapt again. But progressive overload is not just about adding weight to the bar every week. It's about understanding balance. You can increase volume by adding more sets, intensity by shortening rest periods, or tension by slowing down your movement. Each variation adds new pressure to your muscles and nervous system, demanding greater adaptation. The process is scientific and disciplined. You're not just lifting heavier, you're becoming smarter with how you challenge your limits. The beauty of progressive overload is that it builds resilience beyond the gym. When you learn to gradually increase difficulty, you also learn patience and consistency. Growth takes time. It's not a one-day transformation. It's about making micro improvements every single session. Those small, consistent challenges stack up over months and years until the person in the mirror looks nothing like the one who started. This mindset doesn't just create stronger muscles, it builds a stronger character. Progressive overload also teaches humility. You can't rush it. Trying to increase too much too fast leads to injury, burnout, and frustration. The body has limits, and true discipline means respecting those limits while steadily expanding them. It's about progress, not ego. Every great athlete knows that lifting smarter beats lifting heavier. The goal is to challenge your body, not destroy it. When you build with patience, you create a foundation that lasts a lifetime. Your body's ability to recover determines how effectively you can apply progressive overload. Without proper rest and nutrition, your body won't adapt, it will break down. Overloading your muscles only works if you give them the fuel and time they need to rebuild stronger. That's why tracking your workouts, sleep, and meals is crucial. It helps you find the perfect balance between pushing forward and allowing recovery to work its magic. Growth happens in the space between effort and recovery, and progressive overload thrives in that balance. Form and technique are also part of progressive overload. Many people chase heavier weights at the cost of form, but poor movement patterns reduce muscle activation and increase risk. True overload comes from mastery, controlling each repetition, feeling the tension in your muscles, and executing with precision. When you focus on the quality of each rep instead of the quantity, your results multiply. You're not just moving weight, you're sculpting strength with intention. There's also a mental aspect to progressive overload. Every time you add more challenge, your mind resists. It tells you it's too heavy, too hard, too much. But that's where transformation begins, when you silence that voice and push through controlled discomfort. The same discipline that allows you to lift heavier also shapes your mindset. You become mentally tougher, more resilient, and less afraid of discomfort in life. The gym becomes a mirror of your inner growth. Every increase in weight represents a victory over your own limitations. Progressive overload is not a one-time strategy. It's a lifelong mindset. It's the understanding that growth never stops as long as you keep challenging yourself. It's what separates those who train for a season from those who build a legacy of strength. Every rep you add, every second you extend your hold, every small improvement you make, they all add up to something powerful. Over time, you become the proof that consistent, intelligent pressure creates unstoppable results, both in body and in spirit. Nutrition is the fuel that powers every rep, every lift, and every recovery session. You can train with intensity, push your limits, and show up with passion. But without proper nutrition, your results will always fall short. The body is like a machine. It can't perform at its best without the right fuel. Every muscle fiber you tear during training needs nutrients to rebuild. Protein repairs and grows muscle tissue. Carbohydrates replenish energy stores, and healthy fats keep your hormones balanced. Ignoring nutrition is like trying to drive a car on an empty tank. Sooner or later, you'll stall. Building muscle isn't just about eating more, it's about eating smart. The quality of what you consume determines how efficiently your body grows and recovers. Whole, nutrient dense foods give your body the tools it needs to thrive. Lean proteins like chicken, fish, eggs, and lentils. Complex carbs like oats, rice, and sweet potatoes. And fats from nuts, avocados, and olive oil. These foods don't just fill your stomach, they feed your progress. Every bite becomes part of your growth story, contributing to the strength and endurance that define your fitness journey. What most people forget is that nutrition is a discipline, not an option. It's easy to stick to your diet when motivation is high, but true dedication shows up when temptations arise. The late-night cravings, the skipped meals, the unhealthy snacks. Each moment tests your commitment. Every decision you make in the kitchen either builds or breaks your progress in the gym. Consistency in your eating habits is just as vital as consistency in your workout. The meals you eat in silence are what shape the body you'll show in public. Hydration also plays a massive role in muscle performance and recovery. Water isn't just about quenching thirst. It's about maintaining strength, flexibility, and endurance. Dehydration weakens your performance, slows recovery, and increases fatigue. When you drink enough water, you keep your muscles full, your joints lubricated, and your mind sharp. Many people underestimate this simple habit, but every serious athlete knows that water is a silent performance enhancer. It keeps your system functioning smoothly so you can give your best every time you train. Meal timing is another crucial element. Feeding your body at the right time ensures that your muscles have the fuel they need to perform and recover. A balanced pre-workout meal gives you the energy to train harder, while a solid post-workout meal jumpstarts recovery and muscle growth. This isn't about strict rules, it's about understanding how your body works. When you eat strategically, you don't just build muscle, you optimize the process. You become more efficient, turning every calorie into performance and progress. Your metabolism also plays a role in how your nutrition affects your physique. Some people burn calories quickly and need to eat more frequently, while others need to manage intake carefully. Understanding your body type helps you customize your diet for maximum results. Nutrition isn't one size fits all, it's personal. It's a process of learning what your body responds to best, tracking progress, and adjusting along the way. The more you listen to your body, the more it rewards you with strength and transformation. Recovery nutrition is just as essential as your workout meals. After intense training, your body is in repair mode. This is when muscles rebuild stronger, but only if they have the right nutrients. Neglecting post-workout meals delays recovery and limits growth. You need protein to rebuild and carbs to restore glycogen levels. Even simple additions like fruit or milk can make a difference. The window after training is when your body is most receptive. So fueling up properly during that time can accelerate results and reduce soreness. Micronutrients, vitamins, and minerals are the unsung heroes of performance. While macronutrients provide energy and repair, micronutrients support every system in your body. Iron delivers oxygen to muscles, magnesium aids recovery, and vitamin D supports bone strength. Without these elements, your performance drops, recovery slows, and fatigue rises. A balanced diet ensures you're not just feeding your muscles, but also strengthening your internal systems to handle the stress of hard training. Supplements can support your nutrition, but they should never replace real food. Protein powders, creatine, and amino acids are helpful tools, but they're not magic solutions. They fill the gaps when whole foods aren't enough, not when discipline is lacking. Many people rely on supplements while ignoring basic nutrition. But the truth is, no supplement can fix a poor diet. The foundation of muscle building will always be real food, eaten consistently and with purpose. Ultimately, nutrition reflects your mindset. It shows how serious you are about your goals. Every meal is a choice, a decision to grow, to recover, and to fuel your ambition. When you treat your food like an investment instead of a burden, everything changes. Your energy improves, your performance skyrockets, and your body begins to mirror the effort you put in. In the end, those who master nutrition master their growth, because every rep in the gym is only as powerful as the fuel behind it. Asterisk, asterisk. The willingness to give up comfort, distraction, and short-term pleasures in order to achieve long-term strength and transformation. No great physique, no powerful performance, no lasting result has ever come without sacrifice. When you decide to go harder in the gym, you're also deciding to sacrifice things that hold you back. Late nights, junk food, laziness, excuses, and comfort zones. Sacrifice is not punishment, it's an investment. Every time you give something up, you're trading it for something better, something stronger, something permanent. Sacrifice means saying no when others say yes. When your friends want to go out late and you know your body needs rest, sacrifice is choosing sleep. When cravings hit and everyone around you is indulging, sacrifice is choosing the food that fuels your body instead of weakens it. At first, these choices feel heavy, but over time, they become proof of your commitment. Sacrifice reminds you that the path you're walking is not for the weak, but for those willing to pay the price for greatness. Sacrifice sharpens focus. It eliminates distractions because when you've given something up for your goals, you value your time more. The more you sacrifice, the clearer your vision becomes. It forces you to ask yourself, what really matters? You realize that temporary enjoyment is not worth delaying your growth. Sacrifice becomes a filter, separating what builds you from what breaks you. And in that clarity, you gain power over temptations, power over excuses, power over weakness. Sacrifice builds discipline in silence. Nobody sees the meals you skipped that didn't align with your plan. Nobody sees the nights you chose to sleep early instead of scrolling endlessly. Nobody sees the celebrations you skipped to stay on track. These are sacrifices done behind the scenes, but their results are shown in the mirror, in your strength, in your energy. Sacrifice is the invisible work that makes visible transformation possible. Sacrifice also builds respect for the journey. When you give up things you once thought you couldn't live without, you learn how much strength you actually have. That respect for your effort fuels your determination even further. The more you sacrifice, the less willing you are to throw away your progress. You've given up too much to go back, so the only option is to go forward. Sacrifice locks the door behind you and leaves only one way to go: towards success. Sacrifice teaches you the difference between want and need. You may want to stay comfortable. You may want to avoid the pain of training, but what you need is growth. You may want to eat what feels good in the moment, but what you need is nourishment that supports your vision. Every sacrifice shifts your mindset from temporary wants to permanent needs, aligning your life with your ultimate goals. That shift changes how you see everything, not just the gym. Sacrifice is also about time. To grow, you must sacrifice wasted hours. Instead of spending endless time on distractions, you invest that time in workouts, recovery, learning, and discipline. Time is the most valuable currency, and how you spend it determines who you become. Sacrifice means trading entertainment for elevation, trading comfort for challenge, trading excuses for execution. Each hour you reclaim from waste and dedicate to progress brings you closer to mastery. Sacrifice transforms comfort into strength. The moment you give up ease, you enter discomfort, and in discomfort is where growth lies. Your muscles grow when you push past comfort. Your endurance grows when you keep going through fatigue. Your discipline grows when you keep promises to yourself even when it's hard. Sacrifice strips away the false security of comfort and replaces it with the permanent strength of resilience. Sacrifice separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Most people want results but aren't willing to sacrifice for them. They want strength without sweat, transformation without discipline, results without resistance. But the extraordinary accept sacrifice as the price of admission. They know every rep costs something, every set costs something, every disciplined choice costs something. And because they're willing to pay that price, they gain what others can only dream of. At the core, sacrifice is not about losing, it's about gaining. When you sacrifice laziness, you gain discipline. When you sacrifice bad habits, you gain health. When you sacrifice excuses, you gain results. Sacrifice is the exchange that takes place on the road to greatness. The more you give up for your vision, the more you create space for your transformation to take root and flourish. It's not about what you lose, it's about what you gain through the discipline of sacrifice, the ability to lock in on your goal and shut out everything that doesn't serve it. Focus is what takes raw effort and channels it into results. You can work hard, but if your energy is scattered, your progress slows down. Focus is like a magnifying glass. It takes the rays of the sun and concentrates them until they're strong enough to ignite a flame. Without focus, your energy is wasted. With focus, your energy becomes unstoppable. Focus means showing up in the gym with one clear intention. Not to look around at what others are doing, not to waste time on distractions, but to give your best to the task in front of you. When you're on the bench, it's about that set. When you're under the barbell, it's about that rep. Nothing else exists in that moment but you and the weight. That level of focus transforms an average session into a powerful step toward growth. Focus requires eliminating noise. In today's world, distractions are everywhere: phones, conversations, comfort zones. Focus demands discipline to silence that noise. You cannot give half your attention to growth and expect full results. Focus is guarding your energy and refusing to let the unimportant steal your time. When you protect your focus, you protect your progress. Focus sharpens your technique. When you're locked in, you feel every movement, every contraction, every breath. You stop rushing through reps just to finish. Instead, you control each motion with purpose. Focus brings awareness, and awareness builds mastery. That's how muscles grow properly. That's how form gets perfected. And that's how injuries are avoided. Focus is the bridge between effort and excellence. Focus also strengthens your mind. It's not just about what your body is doing. It's about what your mind is saying. A wandering mind weakens performance, but a focused mind commands the body to push further. When distractions knock, focus is the voice that says, "Not now." When fatigue whispers, focus is the voice that says, "Keep going." Mental focus creates the mental toughness required to keep showing up even when it's hard. Focus keeps you aligned with your goals. It's easy to drift when you forget why you started. Focus reminds you of the bigger picture. Every rep connects back to your vision. Every set connects back to your transformation. Every disciplined choice connects back to the person you're becoming. Focus makes your goals feel present, alive, and urgent. Without it, goals fade into wishes. With it, goals turn into reality. Focus is built through consistency. The more you train your mind to lock in, the easier it becomes. At first, it takes effort to push away distractions, but over time, focus becomes natural. Just like muscles grow with training, so does focus. It's a skill, and the more you practice it, the stronger it gets. Focus is the silent strength behind every breakthrough. Focus creates intensity. When your mind is fully present, your effort rises. You stop going through the motions and start attacking the workout. Intensity is born from focus, because when you're fully committed to the moment, you bring everything you've got. And intensity is what separates ordinary workouts from legendary ones. Focus fuels that fire. Focus extends beyond the gym. When you learn how to concentrate on what matters during training, that discipline spills into every part of life. You become more present in your work, more attentive in your relationships, more dedicated to your purpose. Focus in the gym is training for focus in life. It's not just about building muscle, it's about building a mind that doesn't break under distraction. Focus is your secret weapon. It doesn't require money, it doesn't require luck, it doesn't require special talent. It requires choice. The choice to give your full attention to your growth and to block out everything else. Every time you choose focus, you multiply your effort. Every time you choose focus, you strengthen your resolve. Every time you choose focus, you step closer to becoming unstoppable. Asterisk, the backbone of every transformation, the force that separates those who dream from those who achieve. Self-discipline is the ability to act according to your plan even when you don't feel like it. It's showing up when motivation fades, sticking to your routine when comfort tempts you, and choosing long-term growth over short-term ease. Without self-discipline, goals collapse under the weight of excuses. With it, nothing can stop your progress. Self-discipline starts with keeping promises to yourself. It's not about proving anything to the world. It's about proving to yourself that you are reliable. When you say you'll wake up early to train, self-discipline is what gets you out of bed before the alarm rings twice. When you plan to complete that last set, self-discipline is the force that pushes you through it even when your body begs for rest. Every promise kept builds strength not only in your muscles but in your character. Self-discipline removes the illusion of tomorrow. Many people delay greatness by saying, "I'll start next week," or "I'll do it when I feel ready." Self-discipline cancels excuses and focuses on action now. It doesn't wait for the perfect mood, the perfect schedule, or the perfect condition. It knows that progress is built in the present moment, one choice at a time, one rep at a time. Self-discipline is living with urgency, knowing that time doesn't wait. Self-discipline is what helps you master your habits. The gym isn't just about lifting weights, it's about building a lifestyle. Habits like eating clean, resting well, staying hydrated, and training consistently are born from discipline. Without discipline, you might stick with these habits for a few days, but with it, they become part of your identity. Self-discipline transforms effort into routine, and routine into results. Self-discipline also teaches you sacrifice. Growth always costs something: time, energy, comfort, even temporary pleasures. Self-discipline makes those sacrifices feel worthwhile because it keeps your eyes on the reward. You learn to give up late nights for early mornings, junk food for fuel, laziness for progress. Discipline teaches you that sacrifice is never lost when it brings you closer to your purpose. Self-discipline sharpens your focus on priorities. When distractions come, discipline is the shield that keeps you from being pulled off course. It tells you when to say no to the things that don't serve your growth. It teaches you to protect your time, to guard your energy, and to place your attention on what really matters. Self-discipline is choosing progress over pleasure, consistency over comfort, and growth over distraction. Self-discipline builds resilience. There will be days when everything feels heavy. Your body tired, your mind clouded, your motivation low. On those days, self-discipline steps in. It whispers, "Do it anyway." It reminds you that every challenge faced makes you stronger, every difficulty overcome makes you tougher. Discipline doesn't remove hardship, it gives you the strength to endure it. Self-discipline creates freedom. At first, it feels like restriction. You can't skip, you can't quit, you can't take the easy way out. But in reality, discipline frees you from weakness, from inconsistency, from regret. The freedom to walk into the gym confident, the freedom to see progress in the mirror, the freedom to live without guilt of wasted time. That freedom is born from the discipline you built. Self-discipline is what sets apart champions from the average. Talent may open the door, but without discipline, talent fades. Discipline is the ability to keep working, keep pushing, keep showing up long after others have stopped. It is what keeps you climbing when others are content to rest. Self-discipline is the invisible strength that pushes champions toward greatness. Self-discipline is a choice you make every day. It is not given, it is not inherited. It is built through repetition of small decisions done with consistency. Each time you choose to train instead of skipping, you strengthen it. Each time you choose healthy fuel over junk, you strengthen it. Each time you push through the last rep, you strengthen it. Discipline is not built overnight, but it is built daily, and once it becomes part of who you are, it turns every challenge into an opportunity for growth. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools you can use in fitness and in life. It allows you to see the version of yourself that you are working toward before it becomes reality. When you visualize, you are not daydreaming. You are programming your mind to believe that success is already possible. Each time you imagine yourself lifting heavier weights, running faster, or looking stronger, you are planting the seeds of belief that will eventually grow into action. Visualization connects the mind and the body. The body will only go where the mind first dares to travel. If you see yourself failing, hesitating, or quitting, your actions will follow that script. But when you repeatedly imagine yourself breaking limits, overcoming challenges, and standing tall after a tough workout, your body aligns with that vision. You move differently, you train differently, because your mind has already seen the outcome. Visualization fuels motivation in ways that nothing else can. On the days when progress feels slow, closing your eyes and imagining the stronger version of yourself keeps you hungry. You can picture how you will feel when you finally reach your goals, the confidence in your walk, the strength in your movements, the energy in your life. That mental image becomes the fire that pushes you to keep going, even when the results haven't fully shown up yet. Visualization is not just about the end goal, it is about the process. The most effective way to use it is to imagine yourself performing each step with focus and precision. You visualize yourself tying your shoes before the gym, completing your warm-up with energy, pushing through every rep with perfect form. When you mentally rehearse the process, your brain treats it as real practice, and when you finally perform, you feel more prepared and confident. Visualization helps to overcome fear. Many people fail in the gym because fear holds them back. The fear of failure, the fear of looking weak, the fear of trying something new. When you visualize yourself successfully completing those movements, you strip away the fear and replace it with belief. You teach yourself that what once felt impossible is now within reach. Visualization sharpens focus by keeping your goals in front of your eyes. When you can clearly see what you're working toward, distractions lose their power. You don't waste energy comparing yourself to others because your mind is locked on your vision. You train with more intensity, you recover with more purpose, and you live with more direction. Visualization strengthens consistency. When you constantly picture the version of yourself you want to become, it becomes harder to skip, harder to quit, harder to accept excuses. You train with a sense of responsibility to your future self. You know that every missed workout takes you further from the vision, while every completed workout brings you closer. That awareness keeps you steady. Visualization even accelerates recovery. By mentally focusing on your healing, picturing your body repairing and growing stronger. You create a positive mindset that reduces stress and encourages faster progress. Athletes have used this technique for years to heal and come back stronger than before, because the mind influences the body more than most realize. Visualization also prepares you for victory. Champions in every sport use it because they understand that winning begins in the mind. Before stepping into competition, they see themselves succeeding, and when the moment arrives, it feels familiar. In the same way, when you visualize yourself overcoming the struggles of training, the moment you face them, you'll already feel capable. Visualization is a discipline. It requires daily practice, just like lifting weights. You can do it before your workout, during your training, or before bed. The more you do it, the more natural it becomes. Over time, your mind starts to believe in your vision so deeply that your body has no choice but to follow. Your fitness journey is not only about the body you build, it's about the legacy of effort you leave behind. Legacy means leaving proof that you lived with discipline, passion, and strength. Every rep you push, every drop of sweat you pour, and every ounce of discipline you display becomes part of that legacy. It is not about what you own, but about what you become through the effort you put in daily. A legacy of effort means people can look at your journey and see resilience. They can say this person never gave up. It's not about being the strongest in the gym, but about showing that you never stopped showing up. That effort becomes an example, a living reminder to others that consistency and determination always outweigh excuses. Your legacy is written in the sacrifices you make. Every early morning you chose the gym instead of more sleep. Every healthy meal you chose instead of junk food. Every session you completed instead of skipping. It all stacks up into a story of discipline. That story is what separates you from the crowd, because many start but few stay committed enough to leave a mark. A legacy of effort carries weight beyond the gym. The discipline you show in your training spills into your family, your career, and your community. People respect the one who lives with integrity and effort, not just talk. You inspire those around you to chase their own goals with the same energy and persistence because they see your example. Legacy is not built in one day, it is built in years of effort. That is why it feels so powerful when others notice your transformation. They don't just see the muscles, they see the discipline behind them, the hard choices behind them, the countless moments of struggle and persistence that shaped the new version of you. Your legacy is also personal. It's about looking back and knowing you gave everything you could. It's the peace of mind that comes from effort, from knowing you didn't settle, from knowing you honored the gift of health and strength given to you. That inner satisfaction is priceless because it's not about what others think. It's about what you know you did. Leaving a legacy through effort also means proving that the impossible can be achieved. People may doubt you, underestimate you, or even laugh at you in the beginning, but your consistent effort silences them. In time, your results will speak louder than their doubts, and your story becomes proof that perseverance defeats negativity. Your effort creates inspiration for future generations. Imagine your children, your friends, or even strangers being motivated to work on themselves because of what you built. You become a living example of dedication, and that example may plant the seed of change in someone else's life. That is the power of a legacy. It lives beyond you. A legacy of effort keeps you humble because you know it was not given, it was earned. You know every step forward came with a price, and you appreciate the value of hard work more than anyone else. That humility makes your progress even more powerful because it's grounded in discipline rather than arrogance. Your legacy is proof that effort never lies. The body you build, the strength you gain, the discipline you master, all of it is the result of honest work. No one can take it from you, and no shortcut can replace it. At the end of the journey, your legacy will be clear, a life shaped by effort, lived with determination, and remembered for discipline. Obsession is what separates the average from the extraordinary. While others treat fitness as an option, the obsessed treat it as a priority. When you are obsessed, you don't train when it's convenient. You train because it's necessary. You don't stop at tired. You stop when the set is complete. And you don't settle for good enough, because obsession drives you to demand more from yourself every single day.